Hi, everyone, and welcome to another A and B Horror Movies video. I'm Aaron,
I'm Ben.
and today we're very excited to be joined by Jed Shepard. Jed, welcome.
Hello, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks
Yeah,
for coming on.
yeah, exactly. We're excited to chat with you. So let's see. You are a writer, a producer, a director. You wrote and produced Host, the Zoom meeting horror movie that came out right in the middle of the pandemic and is
Very good.
absolutely terrifying.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks.
You
Yes.
also, yeah. Oh, exactly. You wrote and produced Dashcam, the found footage film that followed up
Mhm.
Host.
Yeah.
Yes, also we'll talk about that a little bit. Your
Okay.
most recent project is called Flashback, which you can check out on Netflix. Congrats on that as well.
Thanks. Yeah.
And according to IMDb, I understand that you're working on an untitled project that may include Sam Raimi. Uh,
Yeah.
we might, if you can
Um,
talk about that, you don't have to talk about it right now, but if there's anything you can share, we'll pull that in later. Um,
yeah, there's a few things I'm doing with Sam Raimi.
Oh,
But we
no.
can talk about that later if you want. Like,
yeah, of course.
yeah.
Anything you can share without getting in trouble.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, Ben, why don't I turn it over to you for the first question?
Yeah. So I think the first question I'd ask is, how do you go about writing for a movie? Well, basically, where do you get the ideas from? Is it somewhere you've heard the story before? Like somebody said, "Oh, this happened," or is
Yeah. Um, well, I think if people say that they get their ideas from one specific place, I think that's kind of weird to me because well, one, telling people where you get all your good ideas is not a good idea
yeah.
in itself, but it's mostly just consuming all the stuff around me. I'm a voracious reader. I read everything, and I really like reading old stuff, like short story books from like the 50s and the 60s, things like that, and trying to get ideas. I watch every horror movie, good ones, bad ones, in between. And I think sometimes if you watch, and I collect VHS as well, and I think
Oh,
one of the things that is really interesting about kind of collecting VHS, for instance, is that some of these movies have never been transferred to DVD or Blu-ray or streaming, so they're kind of like locked in time. And some of those movies have such incredible ideas that nobody will ever, see again. You know, um, so I'm always like, oh, cool, but what if I did something like that? But my way. Or I'm watching a horror movie at the cinema and I'm like, huh, it would have been really good if that character did this instead. So that's kind of where I get my ideas. I kind of spin off from other things. Or
Cool.
I just have the idea just come to me in a moment of clarity in the middle of the night, because I stay up all night. And yeah, in my dream state, I just come up with something.
Do you have a dream journal? It's very interesting to hear about your creative process. Do you have sort of a notebook where you keep down like snippets of ideas, or on your phone, like I said, a dream
Yeah,
journal?
it's just that not a dream
Excuse me.
journal. It's the notes up on my phone.
Mhm.
Well, sometimes I've had a weird dream and I jot it down just for posterity. I did have a dream the other day that I was outside of this building and then all this rain started coming, but the rain was burning people's faces and like just making their flesh melt. And I was like, oh, I need to get out of this rain.
Uh,
So I got out of the rain, I got into this building and I locked the door. I don't know why I did that. And I looked outside and people were trying to come in who were like these monsters.
oh my God,
Um, so I don't know if I'll
that
ever use
sounds
that, but
horrific.
yeah. But
We could probably talk for 20 minutes about that one.
but it's literally just the notes app on my phone. It's because it connects to my iPad and my computer, so
Yeah,
I can just get
very cool.
home and it'll be there.
cool.
Awesome. Well, I've got to ask, well, first of all, Host, congratulations.
Hey, nice,
Amazing film. I
thanks.
got the slipcover.
Nice.
First time I saw this, I was absolutely terrified. Congratulations. Love this
Oh,
film.
thanks.
I guess I have sort of a general question. So what is it about the found footage subgenre that draws you to that? Because now that you've done Host and Dashcam, what is it that you like about that subgenre?
It's always been my favorite subgenre. I think my first kind of flirtation with it was Ghost Watch, which is 1992
Mhm.
fake documentary, and that's kind of found footage. People associate it with found footage, even though it's more faux documentary. And then
Mhm.
obviously I'm just a massive, massive, massive fan of the Blair Witch Project, and I have a piece of the Blair Witch Project right next to me actually, of the house at the end, Rustin Parr's house. Um,
Wow.
I think it's mostly because there is very little separating the viewer from the action with found footage films. With a normal horror film, oh, well, in between you and the film, there's a whole crew, there's James Wan, there's the producers, there's the studio, there's the marketing. But with found footage films, it feels like you're right in it. It feels it's very visceral, and you're right there experiencing the horror with the characters because it's all first person. So I think that generates more fear because you're fearing for your own life as well as the characters because you're in the action. So I've
Yeah.
always thought that was really, really interesting. Um, and like just speaking about Blair Witch very quickly, I've been to Burkittsville where it's based a couple of times now,
Wow.
and what yeah, Ed Sanchez took me into the woods and we made stick figures together, and it was great.
That's awesome.
And I've
I was just going to ask if you went on a hike, and it sounds like you did.
yeah, it
Took it to
did,
the
yeah.
next level.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did
There's
you throw your map and I guess your phone in the river?
I didn't know the woods of they're not as big, as they look
As they
in Blair
seem.
Witch
Yeah,
Project.
yeah.
Yeah. You're
Mm,
quite close to the road at all times.
mm.
Um the Burkittsville's really
Cool.
cool. Yeah.
I need to do that one day.
Yeah.
Cool. I've got to ask because big high five for Ghost Watch, as Aaron had
Mhm.
know, and our other viewers. I am a massive, massive fan of that. Uh,
Nice.
I'd probably say found footage is my favourite. Um, yeah, kind of horror film. But I'm a huge fan of less is more at times, which is
Hmm.
why I really enjoyed Host, because
Hmm.
it didn't go too far. And it's basically the same with Dashcam. You kind of left to use your imagination. I was just wondering if
Hmm.
are you the same sort of, do you think less is more, or is that scary
Well,
to show a bit more?
I think with Host, definitely there is uh Host is very subtle. And in fact, nothing
Mhm.
really happens, even though it's 56 minutes long, nothing really happens until about 45 minutes in. Um, because we want you to kind of get to know the characters as much as possible. And I like that because it feels real. It's realistic, and it
Yeah.
feels like you're really on a Zoom, just like we are now.
Mhm.
Uh, but Dashcam, to me, maybe there is some kind of that British kitchen sink kind of stuff for a little while, but then it does get crazy. Because it was kind of our antidote to Host. It was like, okay, everyone loves Host. That's boring. Let's do something that's a little bit more dangerous. So uh yeah, and so with Dashcam, till about the halfway mark, we throw the kitchen sink at it like like it goes absolutely insane and just doesn't stop.
Sure does.
Whereas at Host, we only do that for the last 10 minutes. With Dashcam, it's like, at least like 30-40 minutes. It's just absolutely crazy non-stop roller coaster, Sam
Yeah.
Raimi-esque action.
It's cool. Well,
Absolutely.
'cause it's like I always say to myself when I used to see the found footage, oh, it'd be so cool to have like a poltergeist film or something to do with like where they're all on a Zoom, you can see stuff in the background. I find that more realistic than, because that's the kind of videos you see today is how the
Yeah.
things are caught in the background.
Hmm.
I think that gives it more of a real kind of feel to it. So yeah, it's just
Yeah, and I think if you manage to tap into if anyone manages to tap into something that is, current social trend, like we did with Host, and Zoom was just becoming, prevalent, and obviously we were in the pandemic. If you manage to
Mhm.
tap into something like that everyone's experiencing at the same time, then you've got something interesting. But you just need to obviously, have the right team together. And with Host, like we just had an amazing team. Like like Rob directed it, did an amazing job. We had an amazing producer, Doug. And the cast was incredible and the stunt people were incredible. And yeah, it was just, uh, lightning in the bottle. Like, it's almost impossible to do something like that again, for especially for that price. And yeah, it's just difficult to get everyone together again like that.
Well, and the timing
Um,
was perfect, right? The release,
we
everything.
did it so quick, yeah.
Yeah.
And the good thing about that is like we didn't second guess ourselves because we didn't have time. So yeah, we didn't really know what we had until the day before it dropped on Shudder. We just didn't know because we hadn't seen it. And then, we had a cast and crew screening on Zoom the day before,
I was
and we
just
were
gonna
like, oh,
ask.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this to me, this feels good. And you shouldn't really make stuff for anyone else. You should make it for yourself, and because you're the one who has to live with it for the rest of your life. So like I was watching it with everyone. I was like, this feels really good. Like, but maybe I'm just being biased.
Yeah.
And then yeah, then it just blew up.
Yeah, it sure did. And speaking of the pandemic, one thing that I was thinking about, I was going to ask about the auditioning process. It was obviously all
Mm.
virtual, but did you actually film everything virtual too? Was anyone in the same location? Because it really felt like it was
No.
co-located for real.
Yeah, just everyone who was involved was just our friends. We didn't audition. Every
I
single
see.
person
Okay,
who was
cool.
involved, yeah, even like the crew, they were just our friends. It was just our WhatsApp group, our friends WhatsApp group, called Quarantine Movie Club. And just all of us in that WhatsApp group just made host. That we
Oh my
didn't
God.
we didn't reach out to anyone else. Um, but
Nice.
luckily, everyone in that WhatsApp group is really talented. So
Very
yeah,
talented. It's a good group of friends to have.
it is. Yeah, there was only like 18 people in it, but like luckily we had like every department like accounted for in it, and we had like the cast. Um,
Cool.
so yeah, it was really filmed in their real homes, their real friends, like that. And they used their real names. We just did the Blair
Yeah,
Witch
yeah,
Project. Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. Did did it with host? Did it change much from like the script that you've done to getting on the screen, or was it just sort of like a small script and you added or took away as you went?
Yeah, we did a scriptment. So we had the story and suggestions, but mostly it was all the cool lines in that. I would say 95% of the cool lines in Host were from the cast. We just gave them the situations to do. I mean, sometimes you need to get them to say a specific thing, but like all the cool ad libs are the cast. And the cast should really get a writing credit. Like, and I think in all found footage films, the cast should get a writing credit, especially like Blair Witch Project or something like that.
Hmm.
Because like, one of the kind of lines people remember is like happy spookies, and that was just Emma just saying anything that came to my mind. Yeah, so a lot of the things are just from the cast, so they really should get like, a writing credit. If we could do it again, and
Good.
we would give them a writing credit.
Oh, that's awesome. Will there ever be a sequel to Host? Or are you done with it? I'm sure you get that question a lot.
Well, yeah, people wanted a sequel a couple of days after it came out. We were offered, the budget to make another Host movie just almost immediately. I think another few Host movies. Um, Personally, I don't want to do another Host movie, even though maybe, financially that would be quite nice. But Ye- no, I don't want to. I think that would almost ruin the first one. But I tell you what, in about
Mm.
10 years' time, you know, if you see another Host movie being announced, it's because I've fallen on hard times and I need a hit. So
I can
yeah.
kind of
It's
hear
like
what you're
one
saying.
more. Go ahead.
No, Sam, I hear what you're saying there because I think Paranormal Activity should have been left at one instead of making the
Yeah.
franchise and
Hmm.
taking away from it what the
Yeah, it
first
goes a
one.
little bit too
Exactly.
far.
Even though, those films made like hundreds of millions.
Hmm.
So, sometimes I think, that would be good. But, I just think, I have a story for a sequel. I had that immediately. I think even before Host came out, me and Rob were like, bouncing ideas for a sequel around. But it's now, like a few years down the line, it's very hard to get all of us together on the same thing. Um, just because we're
Yes.
all so busy, we have our own things.
Yep.
So yeah, maybe one day. Um, yeah, like I said, I've got the idea.
Well,
Um,
Unfriended did a sequel, and I think part two is better than the first. So
I
just
agree.
change it up a little bit. You never know.
I agree.
Um,
It's part two is better than the first.
mm,
I really like the Unfriended movies. They're good.
yeah, I do too. Yeah, they're good.
Mhm.
Um, let's see, maybe we could talk a little bit about Dashcam. Like you
Mhm.
said, it goes sort of off the rails in the last 40 minutes or so, which was very intense. I actually just rewatched it this week.
Nice.
And you talked about ad-libbing. I was wondering, the lead, Annie Hardy, yeah, that's right. The lead, it seems like she ad-libs a lot. Is that the
Yeah.
case? And what was it like working with her? She seems to be very energetic.
Yeah. I think the script for Dash Cam it was a bit bigger than Host. I think we had like a 54-page script or something for Dashcam. Maybe it was slightly less, but there were a lot of gaps where we say, "Oh, Annie ad-libs a song here. Annie sings this song." We left space for her to improvise, and also Amma, who plays Stretch, uh,
Yep.
because it's there's a lot of music in its songs, so you can't script that, and and Annie does that kind of stuff anyway in real life. So
Mhm.
um, yeah, there's just with any fan footage film, you need to leave enough room for improvisation so it feels real.
I love the credits at the end where she's shouting out people's names. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, that was pretty
yeah.
funny. I had fun with that.
I get absolutely blasted by her in that. Uh,
I know I thought I had written down what she said about you, but I don't
oh
think
my
I
God,
did.
don't say it.
It's probably not appropriate.
No, it's saying I do in me and someone else on the crew do inappropriate things together. And like
Yes,
I
I
didn't
think
know
that's
she was
why
going to
I
say that.
deleted it.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know she was going to say that, and because I said, Annie, you're not going to say something bad about me. And she said, no, 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 I'll say something good. And then after I saw it, I was like, Annie, like that you said some real weird stuff about me. But no, it's funny.
A good
It's quite
laugh.
hilarious. Yeah. I mean,
It's,
Jason Blum gets it a lot more than I do.
yeah. Did that change much from when you first started? Right, was it always because it's got like the black
Mm,
comedy kind of feel to it? Was it always supposed to be like a black comedy, or did it have a
yeah.
darker sort of sense?
No, yeah, no, it's pretty much how it was written. I would say maybe the last 20 minutes slightly veers away from what we originally wrote. Um, Annie, Annie, I mean, when you're doing a found footage film and there's a lot of improvisation, you don't, I mean, you can't really account for what's going to happen in those improvisations, and that leads the story to a certain direction.
Yeah.
Um, but it was approximately on the rails. It didn't go off the rails too much. So she was always going to end up in that house with that weird cult, and they all cut their throats at the same time. Spoilers.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. But yeah,
so
that moment. Yeah.
so yeah, and yeah, in that moment, it was just like me, Gemma, and Rob. We were on a Zoom, and I was like, okay, I've got an idea for this cult. Uh, she ends up in a room with the cult members all around her. They get out knives and they all cut their wrists at the same time, and all the blood sprays everywhere. And I remember Gemma saying, "Why?" And I'm just like, "Because it's cool." And then and then Rob was just like, "Yes, let's do that." Um, yeah,
Awesome. Awesome. Well, speaking of Gemma and Rob Savage, Gemma Hurley, what's it like working with them? I understand that you
yeah.
co-write and work on a lot of the same projects with them.
Yeah, for host and Dashcam, it was me, Gemma, and Rob.
Mhm.
Yeah, amazing. Very easy process to work with. Mostly because with host and Dashcam, we did it very quick. Like host was, I think we wrote that in like a week, I want to say. And then dashcam maybe over the course of 2 weeks, and then some tweaks here and there, a bit later. Yeah, really easy. We just had a lot of fun. And don't forget, both of them were made in the pandemic, so we were just doing
Yep.
it over Zoom mostly. Um, and and it's a democratic process. It's We all pitch each other what happens next, and whoever's one is the most fun or interesting, that's the one that gets in. It's like
Mm,
because it's three of us, it's democratic process.
of course.
You can get outvoted. And on host, it was mostly Gemma was the one who kind of controlled me and Rob's more crazy ideas, and kind of centered us, and um made it stay on the rails. But on Dashcam, she was there right with us, pitching crazy ideas. So I think we broke her a little bit. Um,
Definitely a little bit of a different tone there. You could see the
oh,
craziness more. So
there's definitely a different
yeah,
tone,
yeah.
especially for a British film. I mean, I don't think there's ever been a British film like Dashcam, and I don't think there ever will be again. Um, because yeah, it's pretty out there.
Ben, I cut you off. What were you going to
No, I
say?
was just going to say I like the fact as well you're saying about how, with all the stuff like horrors that's coming out, and you've got, I say this to Aaron, there's so much blood with films and stuff as well, and gore, and sometimes it's trying to push it at you to sort of shock you. But the thing that got me most in Dashcam was when she messed herself.
Oh,
That
in the
made
back seat.
that got
Yeah.
me, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And
Yeah,
I remember I watched it with my partner. She's like, I've made her watch some pretty harsh horrors, and I've never seen her sort of like go, "This is disgusting." Like that kind of
yeah,
stuff. But
Then the cleanup, trying to clean it up. But yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I've got
I
to
love
ask,
it.
I was tempted because I mean, I was really intrigued because it looked real. What did you use for that? Do you know what was used to?
I wasn't there on that day. I don't know what
Oh,
what they used for,
Mm.
for for that, but we've got a really good team around us who
yeah.
can make it look real and visceral. Um, but yeah, but just that stuff. Again, that was just me, Gemma, and Rob just like pitching ideas to each other. It's like, okay, what can we do here? What if? Because I think we first said, what if she's taken? She has to. We had to find a reason why she had to go into a building. So, okay, what if Angela needs to go to the toilet, and then she wets herself, and then Annie slips in the
Oh, and her
piss.
face hits it.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, but then we were like, okay, cool. So we've already got the bodily fluids out the way. Okay, let's just throw some more in there. Um, yeah, but don't forget this is us almost trying to do the anti-host. We
Mhm.
were trying to do something just different, a little bit more wilder. So we're just throwing everything at it.
Must be so much fun just being able to chuck ideas out there and go.
Yeah. Well, because it's a Blumhouse movie as well, so we were like, okay, cool. Like we're playing in a slightly different sandpit. Um,
Mm.
So, and it was a slightly bigger budget as well. Well, not slightly, a much bigger budget. So we could do all the stunts. We knew we could fly, we could throw cars around and have all kinds of monsters and effects.
Yeah, some great
So,
effects. Yeah.
yeah, but sometimes you just need to remind the Americans that this is a British movie, and you do that by, keeping it gritty, and you know, doing what we do best, which is self-deprecation, but also self-defecation, I guess. So yeah,
Uh,
yeah, because
nicely,
it's filmed
nicely.
mostly in Margate, which is a seaside town in
Mm.
the UK.
Yeah. No,
Hopefully we'll get a physical release of it at some point. I
Yeah,
haven't seen one coming. Or
there
is there
is
one?
one.
Oh,
Yeah,
I guess I missed it.
it came out in America. I don't think it came out in Europe yet. But yeah, I think yeah,
Okay, well,
I
let me
don't.
look again, then I'm all about that.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can find a copy.
Mhm.
Actually, one other thing I forgot to mention is that you also wrote the segment in Scare Package 2.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Great film if you haven't seen it, and some of the actors from Host, some familiar
Yes.
faces are in that segment. Um,
Yes, they're all in there actually. All the five main girls are in Scare Package
oh,
too.
all five are okay. Okay, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So if
yeah.
you're fans of Host, check out Scare Package 2. It's a fun watch. Let's see, Flashback. I wanted to spend a few minutes on this, your
Yeah,
newest project.
yeah.
It's a short that's on Netflix,
hmm
so if you're watching, check out Flashback. I actually watched it this week and I thought it was great.
Nice.
Sort of a
Thanks, man.
Twilight Zone feel.
Yeah.
I was
hmm
Kind of
catch it.
sad too, but go ahead, Ben.
Yeah. I know. I was just saying I didn't catch it Saturday, so I was
Oh, you didn't
hoping
get to watch it. Oh,
for
okay.
it, but no, I didn't. Busy.
Let
So
me know what you think when
I
you watch
will
it.
do.
Yeah, it's a slightly different vibe again, because I wanted to do something that wasn't just like straight horror. I wanted to do something that was a little bit more sci-fi, but commercial, and it's
Yes.
very Netflixy, I would say.
For sure, yes. And there's let's see, no Zoom meetings. It's not found footage. And there's a
It's not
really
found footage.
cool cut when she kind of you said sci-fi kind of goes back in time, but I don't want to give anything away. And if you're a fan of
Yeah,
Host, it's got Haley Bishop and Gemma Moore
it
are in it.
does. And in
And
fact, in one of the scenes, in the yoga scene, all the women in the yoga scene are from Host.
oh my God, I missed
Like,
that. I missed that.
yeah, no,
Cool.
little things, but yeah, and I directed that as well, and
Yes, yeah. Was that your first direct
mm,
project?
I think
Director
it's the
project?
first thing that people would have like seen, and like Netflix don't usually have shorts in their service, and this is a Netflix original, so I am
Congrats.
very lucky that they wanted to make this with me. But yeah, you can see like the visuals are just like out of this world. Had a really good team again. And yeah, amazing cinematographer, just amazing VFX crew, and
Cool.
that's how we managed to do that spinny time travel sequence.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
Mhm.
thanks, Sam.
Cool.
Thanks.
Cool. Let's see. We thought we did ask you about what your favorite top three found footage films are, but before we do that,
hmm
Ben, I want to throw back to you. Do you have any other questions?
No, no, you can go for it.
All right,
Cool.
cool. Let's do that. Jed, so go. You're on the floor. What are your top three found footage films, or five? I don't know. I just threw out top three.
Okay. Well, these change every day. Like it's
Mhm.
difficult for me to figure out, but number one by far in a way is the Blair Witch Project. I'm basic. It is just a really important movie, not just for me, but I think for horror and for cinema as a whole.
Yep,
Spawned a lot of terrible movies after.
true,
Lots of
including
really
its
bad found footage
sequel,
films.
part
The sequel's
Book
awful,
of Shadows. Yeah.
just terrible. But the Blair Witch Project, it's still the film I can just watch again and again, and I absolutely love it. And yeah, you'll see some Blair Witchy things from me soonish, this year
Oh,
at least. Can't talk too
cool.
much about it, but there's some stuff coming. Um, but yeah,
Awesome.
so number one's the Blair Witch Project.
Mhm.
Um, then you've got Lake Mungo. I absolutely love Lake Mungo.
Brilliant.
Faux
That's
documentary
yep.
again. I think what makes that so special is just the subtlety of everything, and how well it was made. And that guy, I think he's about to make another film now, but that film just disappeared, and it just it hasn't really got the love until kind of recently.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a good one.
Um, yeah, and then I really like The Den. If you've seen The Den, that's another kind of screen life type movie. The Den's really cool. Um, I
Yeah,
like
no, that one is good. Oh,
Butterfly
okay,
Kisses.
okay. It's funny you should
Yeah,
say that. I was just chatting with a friend last night about that one. I've never seen it. I
it's
don't own
great.
it, and I've never seen it. How about you, Ben? Do you know that
No,
one?
I haven't. Never heard of it.
Oh, you'd like it. You
I'm
like
gonna
it.
check it out. Cool.
It's it's scary. It's a real grower. It has it's a very simple setup. A student hears a doing a student film, a bit like the Blair Witch Project,
Hmm.
hears about the legend of this kind of creature that lives at the end of this tunnel.
Oh man.
And yeah, it's spooky as hell. So that
Cool.
um one of the ones that I feel like people kind of miss a lot is the McPherson tape, which
Oh,
is I
yeah,
think
That's
it's
very
not
good. Yeah, I like that.
yeah
Sci-fi.
1989, 1990.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great. Yep.
kid's birthday party,
Hmm.
aliens show up.
Yeah.
I think that's a really important one.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ghostwatch, I think is
Hmm.
really important, and there would, and they've even said it without Ghostwatch there wouldn't be Paranormal Activity because
Yeah.
Paranormal Activity copied a lot of Ghostwatch's kind of moves and scenes. In fact, we copied Ghostwatch on Host as well. To
Yep.
be fair.
Yep. And
So yeah, so
WNUF.
there's about five. There's
Yeah.
about
Oh,
five,
that's
but
good.
I could go on
Good.
all day. I've got a million.
So I've got to ask, as you're a fan of Ghostwatch, have you seen the trailer for Late Night with the Devil?
I've
Looks
seen the trailer,
very,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it has that vibe. In fact, if you get the limited edition Ghostwatch Blu-ray that came out last year for the anniversary, or was it the year before? I'm
Yes.
on
There it
the
is. This one, right?
oh
101 film.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. The documentary on it. I'm in the documentary. It's like the whole cast, it's the cast and crew, and then randomly me, because I was just like, you're not gonna make a Ghostwatch documentary like without me in it. So like,
Yes. Oh, that's
so
awesome. I'll have to check that part out. We did a
yeah,
Ghost Watch video in October with Leslie Manning. She joined, so we got a chance to
love
chat with her.
Leslie,
That was so
love
cool.
her.
Ben was
Yeah,
floored.
she's incredible. She's awesome. She Sh yeah, she
mhm.
has this original crew Ghostwatch sweatshirt that was used on the show, and it's in my size. I'm like, Leslie, one day I'm either going to buy that off you, or you're going to give it to me, or yeah, I just want it so bad.
Makes total sense to me.
Yeah,
Before we've got one last thing to do, but I wanted to ask you if what are some of your favorite newer found footage films? So have you seen the Fear Footage trilogy or Horror in the High Desert? Those are two that come to mind
yeah.
for me.
I've seen all of those. Yeah, they're fine.
Excuse me.
Like Skinamarink and they're all fine
Yeah.
movies.
Okay.
Uh, but I would say there hasn't really been a found footage film that's recently that's kind of floored me. It's always one because I think every idea is kind of been done to death.
Hmm.
Um, so
Yeah.
I think personally the home of found footage right now, and you may laugh, is Tubi. Shudder's got great found footage. Netflix have a couple, but and Amazon, but Tubi
Yeah.
has all the weird stuff, the found footage films that you never get to see that nobody knows about, and they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of found footage films that I've never heard of from directors I've never heard of, and I watch these. I just put them on in the background. I'm just like, oh my God, this is actually really cool, but just nobody knows about it because they don't have a marketing team.
Yeah.
So
Starting
I
to
would
see
say,
some of that pop up on Instagram though. I watched
yeah.
Life of Bell on Tubi the
Oh
other
yeah.
day.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's a newer one. But go
There's
ahead.
some interest. They're just saying there's some interesting movies there, and I think if you are a found footage fan and you don't go check out the Tubi things, you're missing out on potential like your favorite movie because there are some real cool like
Yeah, I agree.
like body cam found footage films and CCTV found footage films. I think it's all really interesting.
The ads are terrible though. I wish you could pay. I would pay to get rid of those ads because it's the same ads over and over. Can you
Yeah.
get Tubi in the UK? I didn't think you
I
could.
use a VPN. I have to use a VPN to get to
To get to
Tubi.
okay. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Um, all right, well, keeping things going, we thought it would be fun to read out some found footage taglines. And actually, Ben hasn't seen these yet, so I'm going to read through the
Haven't
list and
phones
see if
off.
you
Haven't
can
looked at them. They're
see if you can
here.
guess the film.
Hot
Some
here.
some are easy, some are hard. In fact, I'm going to start with a really easy one just to get things going. In October of 1994, three student filmmakers disappeared in the woods near Burkittsville, Maryland. I don't even think I need to read more.
Blair Witch Project.
Yes, and that I think is the easiest one on here.
Okay.
Let's see.
By the way, I won't be any good at this because I don't really I don't look at the posters or read the taglines for anything. So
But they kind
um
of give away the film. So I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So
We can
this will
try. We
either
can
be
try.
fun or a complete flop, and we can stop after like six. Um,
Okay.
on October 8th, 2009, a haunted house attraction opened its doors to the public in upstate New York.
Hell House LLC.
Yes, we talked to the director of that too. This
I
one's a
love the
little,
Hell House movies, by the way. I think
they're so
they're
good.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, we're fans of those two. This one's a little bit more difficult, but Ben, it is one of your favorite found footage films. Something, emphasis on thing, has found us. It's a sci-fi.
Something has found us. Is it extraterrestrial?
It is not. It's a little bit more
Hmm.
mainstream. It was a wide release. Cloverfield, yes, yes. So see,
Oh,
some of
okay,
these are a little
nice.
bit more difficult.
Mhm.
The next one is The Only Way is Down. So
Yeah, that is as above, so below.
it is, yes. See, so you're
Yeah,
pretty good at this. You got
yeah.
it. What happens when you sleep?
Paranormal
Yeah.
activity.
Yes,
It could be
paranormal
Paranormal Activity 2.
could
Is the
be.
one.
Well, it is just number one, but yeah, it could
Okay.
be. Uh, okay. On March 11th, 2008, the government sealed off an apartment building in Los Angeles. The residents were never seen again. No details, no witnesses, no evidence until now.
Quarantine.
Quarantine. I mean, I
Mhm.
guess that could be quarantine or wreck, but it's
Well, it's
actually
because
quarantine
it's Los
because
Angeles.
of LA. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Okay. Someone new has joined the meeting.
Host.
I had to throw that. I had to throw that one
Yeah.
in there.
I'm not keen on that tagline either. I guess it does the trick. Someone new has joined the meeting. Interesting. Okay, yeah, I guess it does make sense
Well,
actually.
at the time, remember there was a whole thing in the news about these random people joining Zoom meetings and like
Yeah.
like saying all these inappropriate things before they could kick them out. So I don't know.
Hmm.
And everyone was on
Yeah.
Zoom.
That's
Uh, what's that?
Okay.
how we met.
That's how we met. Yes, it is actually. Ben and I have never met in person.
You're far away.
But
That's why.
we're too far away. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Soon enough, though. Uh,
Yeah.
yes. Let's see. The legend is real. So is the terror. I think
Exists.
legend. It is exists. I wondered if you guys would say
Wow.
you're amazing at this.
That's
Um,
that's so weird. Oh, it's because,
I was thinking
if it
Willow
said
Creek.
Sanchez, yeah.
So,
yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure if you because that could be Willow Creek as well. Either one.
No, it's only because I know because it said Sanchez directed that, right?
I think so. Yeah. Yes. You
Yeah,
know
and
the film.
yeah, I was at his house and that poster was on the wall. So
And it's right, yes, it's right across the poster. Okay, a couple more. In the search for the most extreme haunt, the haunt found them.
that that the houses that October built.
It is,
It is.
yes.
Wow.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
really good at this.
I need to watch that. I've never
You
seen it.
should start a what is it? Tagline trivia group.
Yeah.
Let's see. Online, your memories last forever, but so do your mistakes.
That is
We talked
Unfriended.
about it. Unfriended, yep. This is a little bit obscure, but it is the collection is killer. So it's an anthology, basically.
The collection is killer. VHS.
It is VHS. Yep.
Hmm.
I've got five more. Do you want to run through them? Keep going?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Devour. How long can you take it? They eat and they are eaten. This is a older one.
Oh,
Head of its time.
Cannibal Holocaust.
That's it.
Hmm.
Are my hints too obvious? Uh, let's see. On April 19th, 2016, Deputy Leo Cole vanished. The next morning, his body camera was found.
Uh, um,
Deputy vanished.
yeah.
I think I've got
His
this.
body cam was found. I don't know.
What do you think,
What do
Ben?
you think, Ben?
It's
Is it
fear
fair?
footage. Fear footage, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Newer one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Um, here we go. In 2008, Alice Palmer died. Her nightmare didn't. If you've never seen a ghost, look closer. We talked
I
about
know
this one.
this.
We talked about it. It was one of your picks.
I can't even remember what I picked now. Oh,
I think I know.
Alice Palmer.
She died. Now you can see the ghost if you look closely.
Oh, Lake Mungo.
Lake Mungo, yes.
Lake Mungo. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Let's see. I got two more on these. I think are kind of hard.
Okay.
Experience the fallout. So the key is the fallout. Nuclear fallout.
Nuclear fallout.
I've got an idea.
Go on, Ben.
What do you think?
Is it Chernobyl Diaries?
It is, yes.
Oh,
You know,
I've been there to Chernobyl.
I'm gonna
Ooh,
I'm gonna have to let you know something now.
Yeah.
go for it.
Because I picked this as my favourite found footage, and it's not exactly a found footage film. I thought it was, but it's not.
It's
It's just
not?
done in a shaky camera style, which I honestly thought it was found footage, but it's not.
I
Oh
think
my gosh.
what I remember from it is kind of found footagey, but you're right. Yeah, I'm trying to think, but it is. They do have
Perhaps on
camcorders, don't they?
camera, but then
Yeah.
yeah, I watched it the other week, and I was like, oh, I thought this was found footage.
And then all of a sudden
Oh.
there's a cameraman filming? Like
No,
not.
it's just like everyone who's in the movie is on the screen, unless somebody is.
Oh,
But yeah,
Oh.
interesting.
Okay. I
I'll
need
have
to
to
rewatch
check it
that.
out.
But
I guess that
yeah.
was an effective
still good
technique
though.
then, if we all thought it was found footage.
Still
Mhm.
good.
Last one, I think, well, we'll see. This is live as one, die as one.
Live as one, die. Is that what's the one about the guy that goes into the desert and sings all the time?
No, wasn't that Outwaters? Was it
Yeah,
Outwaters?
I was okay.
Live as one, die as one. There's a cult. Eli Roth. I think it's Eli Roth.
Oh, oh, what the
Like,
Green Inferno?
nope,
That's
no, it's Sacrament. I think that's
oh, Sacrament.
uh,
Yeah, okay.
kind of the Jonestown murders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It wasn't. It's pretty good.
what did you think of the? What's the one we talked about where he keeps singing in the desert?
The Atwaters.
Yeah, what did you think?
Hmm.
So what? Before that film started production, they contacted me to help them, and I missed the message. And then after the film came out, I wanted to message the director, say, well done for getting this film out, and realized he'd been DMing me, and I missed it. So I feel really bad. Um,
Oh no.
yeah, but there was some stuff that I really liked in it. Um, and some other stuff that I wasn't too keen on. But overall, I thought it was a well-made found footage film. Um,
I need to go
yeah,
back to it. I fell asleep, to be honest.
especially the end. Yeah, the whole end sequence. I thought it
Yeah.
was really interesting, really interesting.
Mm.
But just all the stuff before they get into the desert, I wish
Yeah,
that was, cut down a
speed
little
it.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speed it up. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us today. The last thing I guess we'd ask is, can you tell us more about some of your upcoming projects? I know I mentioned Sam Raimi and an untitled Sam
Yeah.
Raimi project.
Well, that specific untitled Sam Raimi project that's on IMDb, I don't think that's gonna happen. That specific project
Okay.
because of something, but but yeah, no, I've got some other stuff with Sam Raimi. Because Sam helped on Flashback with Netflix, um,
Cool.
and then doing the feature version of that as well with Sam. Um, some other stuff can't really talk about.
Yeah, we don't want to get you in trouble.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't get in trouble. Do that. Working with another Raimi on something
Cool.
as well. I'm producing a whole bunch of horror movies this coming year. Um, Working on a TV show. Again, all these things I can't really say what they are, but working on a
Yes.
TV show. Um, yeah, 2024 is looking very, very busy. Just signed up to another film in the last week as well. So yeah, and I'll be directing some stuff this year as well myself, and
Cool.
a feature hopefully in the summer. But
Awesome.
yeah, we'll see.
Well, keep us updated. We'll have you back on at any time. This was fun. We'll talk
Thanks.
more found footage and your new projects.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And how can people find you on social media? And then Ben, I'll let you wrap it up.
Just at Jed Shepherd on most things. That JEDSHEPHERD. And yeah, I'm not very. I used to be very you know. Oh, I used to be on social media all the time, but I don't really tweet or post on Instagram anymore. Just because I'm getting busier and busier and busier. But yeah, that's where I am, and if I've got something to promote, I'll put it out on there. But I'm quite
Cool.
easily, reachable.
Cool. And that's how we found you.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, Jed, thanks for coming on.
Cheers.
Well done with host dashcam. All your other projects. Good luck in the future. And a
Thank
big,
you.
big thanks for coming on again. Go to Instagram, follow us over there. A&B Horrors. See if you come across this channel or you follow us, thanks anyway. Hit like, subscribe, helps, and cheers for watching.
Awesome. Bye, everyone.